My name's Deborah Bruce. I wrote Dixon and Daughters. I've been working with Clean Break for the last 6 years, and I've been writing for just over 10 years. The three qualities that are needed as an artist working for Clean Break are to be able to listen, to be empathic, and to be present. What led me to Clean Break was that I had been working a lot in prisons in my 20s and was really interested in that work. I saw Yard Gal in the late 90s at the Royal Court and absolutely loved it. I still remember that production really vividly now, and became aware of the kind of writing that Clean Break was generating. So I discovered Chloe Moss and Winsome Pinnock and Tanika Gupta and Lucy Kirkwood and all the writers that I really admire still. And Roisin McBrien came to see my second play, which was at the Orange Tree. We talked afterwards and she asked me to come in for a meeting, and as a result of that meeting she invited me to become a writer in residence at Clean Break, which was really exciting for me, which was exactly what I wanted to do, exactly where I wanted to be. Part of the writer in residence offer is that you're asked to write a play, you're commissioned to write a play. So I wrote this play in 2018. I shared the first draft with Clean Break and had a very positive conversation about it, and very soon after that there was a workshop set up, a 3-day workshop on the play where some actors were brought in and including members of Clean Break to read the play and to start looking at the play, and that's a really informative process for a writer. And we did that over a period of a couple of years, and in between each of those workshops I would have learned a lot about the play and a lot about how the story was coming across and about the characters. And although that's quite a normal way of creating a play, the difference with doing that with Clean Break was that so much part of the process was a lot of the Clean Break ethos, which is how a Clean Break rehearsal day is run. Part of that is just bringing a very authentic and personal flavour into the room, and that's quite an unusual thing to do in a 3-day workshop with people that have only just met and are going to just work together for 3 days. It brings it's like a shortcut to much more authentic work, and I noticed that for both of the workshops it was a really profound difference, and it was incredibly helpful because it meant that the conversations that we were having and the responses to the work and to each other, and it's just sort of fast tracks the exploration of a play that deals with very particularly difficult issues and complicated characters and relationships. So I think that style of working was really beneficial for the progress of this play. I feel that Clean Break has influenced how I write really quite dramatically. There's a sort of cutting to the kernel of it that is very, very Clean Break. I've just learned so much more about people. I think I've given myself a higher bar to write characters. I think theatre is a brilliant way of being able to examine things in a way that makes people feel connected rather than disconnected. We're living constantly in a world that is very hostile towards difficulty. So I think as creatives, as writers, it's really important to just dig it up, to expose the difficult situations that are everywhere, and to be able to examine them in an empathic way. So I would say, don't be afraid of saying difficult things. Don't be afraid of exploring how people have coping mechanisms to deal with difficult situations. Let's have a look at it. I think it can be very liberating. So I would encourage artists to keep shining that light in those dark